All right, guys, welcome to the Simonji podcast. We are out here.
Hi.
My name is Josh. I'm here today joined by Ryan.
Hello.
Adam.
Hi.
Liz.
Hello.
And Becca.
Adam's up here sweating. He's fighting like his life depends on it right now. Oh my, no. I can't do this.
So while Adam goes through this, I'm going to explain why we're all gathered here today.
We get to pray. We're gathered here today. Oh no, Adam, don't die. You might actually, you're about to do this. I'm impressed.
By the way, we're playing Dark Souls to the audience.
Don't get cocky right now. Oh, no.
Adam sounds like a little puppy.
He really does. Don't get cocky. Don't get cocky. Dude, we're in public. Hold on. Oh my goodness, dude, you got it first try. Let's go. Oh my god. Where'd they all come from? Oh my dude. Get out of there. Get out of there. You kill the boss, but the NPCs get you down.
All right, thanks for watching, everybody.
Have a good night, guys.
All right, so let me explain why we're gathered here today.
Oh my goodness.
But before we do, just a reminder that our podcast is available online via audio-only version. You can find it on Google and Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and the iHeartRadio app.
Whoa.
Thanks, Liz. But today we're talking about our yearly end of year podcast. We're going to talk about all the movies that came out in 2021, or last year specifically. But because of COVID, we're also going to be talking about 2020 and all those movies. You excited, Becca?
I am so excited right now.
So excited.
Glad to hear it. All right, so let's...
Oh my, what the...
So excited.
Holy...
Oh, there's so many of them.
These guys are like beelining it over here. What? Oh my...
So we're starting with January 2020, guys.
Dude, I'm sweating.
All right, so for January, the movies that came out were Bad Boys for Life and Underwater.
Literally haven't seen either of those
Didn't
movies.
see it.
Underwater was the one with Kristen Stewart.
Is that the horror
I did see
movie?
that movie. I
Yeah,
did
the
see
horror
that
movie.
Was
Were
that
they
the horror
underwater?
movie? Yeah.
I wouldn't call
That's
it a
the
horror movie, but I think it tried to be one.
Okay.
Wait, has anyone else seen it?
No.
Spoil it. Was it good?
This is going good so far. No, it was... if I'm not mistaken, it was a pretty low budget movie, so like the special effects were okay. The writing was kind of meh.
Yeah.
I wanted to like it more, but I don't know. It was just kind of a forgettable movie.
What would you quickly rate it on a scale from 0 to 10? 0 is laughable. 1 through 2 is don't bother watching. 3 through 5 is watch at your own risk. 6 through 8 is tolerable. And 9 through 10 is a must watch.
I'd give it a 3.
Okay. So watch at your own risk. Okay.
It was, I mean, honestly, it was, I think it was like an hour and a half. It wasn't like a 2-3 hour film, but
Okay.
like, it wasn't that great, honestly.
Yeah, I remember seeing previews for it and I was
I
like,
didn't care for it.
Yeah. All right, we'll move on to February 2020. We got Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
We got Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey. And we have The Invisible Man.
Ooh.
The Invisible Man was
I
really
liked
good.
that one.
Yeah.
That was good.
We saw that together, right?
Yeah, we saw that at Scottsdale.
Yeah, that's where we watched. I was trying to remember where we watched
10
that.
out of 10.
Yeah. You didn't
That
like
was-
it, Adam?
Were you giving it a 10?
No, I'm like not genuinely. But
Oh,
like,
I
it
was
a
like,
good
okay, it
movie.
was good, but
The main
not good.
character was too ugly for me. Straight up looked like a man in a woman's body.
Toxic.
I don't know. I really liked it. I thought it was a really good
What would
movie.
you give it 1 to 10?
I'd probably give it probably an 8.
An 8?
Yeah.
What were the things you liked about? Now I'm like the host now. Like,
No, it's fine. No, that's
How the turntable.
oh, how the turntable.
I liked just
liked-
how everything was shot. Like
Yeah.
everything was like very well done. Like even watching the behind the scenes where like there was an actual physical guy on set like in a green screen where things like he would move stuff and they would like key him out, like, you know, take him out of the scene.
Yeah.
It was, I don't know, really well done. Like there was lots of twists in the movie too.
I definitely agree. I think the part that really got me the most was that they made me feel the paranoia of the character. Like the whole time I was like, is she gonna get stabbed right now?
Yeah,
like,
where she constantly fears like she's like being watched.
yeah. And I think specifically, my favorite scene was when the dude is like coming up the ladder and the paint was spilled on him.
Yeah.
You didn't open this door?
And he looks like a golf ball.
Yeah.
There was
That part
4
got
guys
me.
after me.
Oh my.
All right, Ryan. While you're distracted, what did you think about The Invisible Man?
Well, pretty much what you said. I agreed. Like the movie was really well done. I didn't know much about The Invisible Man. Like didn't the first one come out like in the 50s? Like it's a really
Something like
old.
that, yeah.
I didn't know anything about it, so like this movie I kind of came in fresh, and I thought it was really well acted. The story was interesting. Cinematography was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I think just because I came in with such low expectations or not really expecting much.
Yeah.
And I was so surprised that I ended up really enjoying it. I saw it a couple times too, and each watch was.
Yeah, I saw it a couple times too. I was like expecting like a full on like horror movie, but it turned out to be like more of like just like a dramatic thriller.
Yeah, because I didn't Blumhouse direct
Blumhouse.
or produce it. Like they're notorious for like the Saw franchise, like over the top gore kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it was really good. I actually enjoyed it a lot.
Cool.
It had a very satisfying ending.
Yeah, it did.
I think so too. Yeah.
Let's
I
get
guess
that gear.
The sequel is going to be The Invisible Woman, I would assume, since she, you know,
Equal
spoiler,
rights.
she has all of it. She has the suit now.
Dude, what are you
Oh, yeah.
Are we about to fat? Oh, what the dude? You can't come down here. I'm changing.
Well, what would we rate The Invisible Man?
Oh.
Okay.
I agree. An 8. It's a
An
good-
8?
It's a fair.
I would give it like a 7. It was really well done. But
Liz, did you see it?
no, she's not a horror movie person.
Nope.
Okay. Ryan, what would you give The Invisible Man?
I'm gonna sound like a sheep, but I'm gonna give it an 8 as well.
All right, cool.
It's
Solid
not
eights.
10 out of 10, but it's good. It's definitely worth a watch.
It's definitely
refreshing,
it's
yeah.
definitely tolerable.
100%, yeah.
Cool. Harley Quinn. Anybody see that? Birds of Prey.
No,
I did.
literally had no interest.
I fell asleep through parts of it, so if that doesn't
How
tell
was-
you how the movie was.
How was Ewan McGregor in the movie?
Oh, I
was in the
forgot
movie?
he was in that.
Obi-Wan
movie.
Kenobi.
Gosh,
Character?
He was the Black Mask.
he was like the main villain, wasn't he?
Like I said,
I
was
didn't know
asleep
he was in
through a
that
lot of
movie.
it.
I forgot.
I value my time, so I didn't want to watch that movie.
Okay.
It did
It
not
was
look
one of-
good.
I think it was on like an option on the airplane,
Oh.
and so I had like put it on and I fell asleep.
Gotcha. Okay.
So if I had anything to say, there was like a lot of like feminist agenda pushed through the movie.
Yeah, it sounds very
It's
right.
always good.
Which, you know, I do love feminist content, but not when it's shoved down my throat. So.
Would you give it a rating or not yet?
It's a big fat.
I haven't really seen most of it.
Yeah,
so
fair enough.
I would say no rating.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Anybody
I
see
saw
that?
the cinema sins for that.
Same difference.
That doesn't count.
I didn't know Jim Carrey was still alive.
Yeah,
He's not that old. Like, my goodness.
he is still kicking. Yep. And they just released the trailer for the second Sonic.
They're making another one?
Yeah, Idris
Dude,
Elba.
what is with Hollywood? It just
Bless
milking
you.
Idris
every...
Elba is Knuckles.
I hate it. I don't...
That's amazing.
I don't know.
They're who introducing who as Knuckles?
Idris Elba, the black guy in Hobbs and Shaw, the
Racist.
bad guy.
He's a person.
Oh my
not a-
gosh.
I haven't seen that the Sonic movie. I know the first trailer that was released. It looked terrible. The animation for Sonic.
Yeah, and,
And it was cool that they redid it.
that they delayed it. Yeah, to just to
but I
fix
mean,
it.
that's literally last year's news. But
Yeah.
here we are.
Speaking of last year's news, March 2020 is what we're moving on to next. Bloodshot and Mulan. Bloodshot was the movie with Vin Diesel where like he dies over and over again.
Never saw that.
Did not see that. I saw bits and pieces of Mulan though.
Okay.
And that was a dirty communist movie. I will never
Yes.
watch that.
Yep.
The
Mm-hmm.
movie's
Because
made
it was
for
filmed.
China.
Because
Tell us how you really feel, Ryan.
Oh, I just did. I just did.
well, the fact that it was filmed like in parts of China, and then Disney came out and said, "Hey, China, thanks for letting us film." Like,
no, in all seriousness though, like I haven't heard anyone say anything good about the movie.
yeah, I don't.
Like I don't.
Yeah, I hate that they cut like huge portions of the original movie. Like,
Huge characters.
yeah, like Shang and the
And,
dragon, Mushu.
Yeah, Mushu, like that
Shun,
was.
Shun Yu, the bad guy. It's because it's a
yeah.
witch now.
No, I was gonna say they still have like the main male villain. I honestly I couldn't tell you his name because I wasn't.
Oh,
really
so they did
paying
have it.
attention.
Oh, okay.
They did, but yeah, there was also that witch lady as well.
Oh, gotcha.
But no, it's just like the original, as everyone knows, like the animations, the characters, like they were so much more like alive, and they made the story interesting. This one, like everyone was so dull and muted, and like it seemed like they weren't even trying in the movie. It just
Right.
was so boring. That's how most of like the Disney live action remakes are. Like
Yeah.
there's just no character.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Liz?
The fact that it started with her already having like all her skills, where she was like jumping from like building to building practically
Huh.
was really stupid. Because the whole point of like make a man out of you was that how she learned how to be a warrior.
So Ryan and Liz, what would you rate Mulan?
Again, I didn't fully finish it. I would honestly give that movie a 2, 3.
I would never watch it again.
I
A
don't know.
2 or a 3? That's generous. Is 1 laughable or is 0?
Well, no.
Zero is laughable.
Yeah,
2
give
is
that a
don't bother. 3 is watch at your own risk.
But like, it was
It's
still a
2.
movie. It had a beginning, middle, and end. It had. You can't say it was
You
like
say that about any
a
movie.
not. But no,
Ryan, you
but
thought
that's-
the lady was attractive, didn't you?
Yeah.
No comment. No. Oh, I'm totally about to die. And no
There it
stamina. Freaking Mulan. That's what killed me.
See, it's not so bad that it's funny. It was bad that I never wanted to watch it again.
I think,
Agreed.
I think
So
we
1 or
both
2?
fell asleep during that movie.
Yeah,
It was
probably.
pretty bad. I would give it a 1.
All right.
That because they literally just found some like Asian chick from China and just be like, oh, you know martial,
We're about to
martial
get
arts.
canceled.
You
This
know
is the
martial
last
arts.
episode of the Josh podcast.
Start acting
Smoky
like
podcast.
Yeah.
it wasn't like
Josh pod.
I don't even think she was like an actual actor either. I literally
Actress?
think it was just like some person that they found.
Just grabbed a person like, want to be in a movie?
It literally seemed like it.
I don't know. I was bummed because Mulan is my favorite Disney princess.
Yeah.
So that movie was just like
Yeah.
disappointing.
The
was
whole
a-
point was that it was like closer to the actual legend of Mulan.
And like them not putting in Mushu, I kind of get it because like how could you top Eddie Murphy? It's like
Yeah.
that dude has like energy that's like really tough. Like Jim Carrey, like those kind of guys can do it, but I don't know. That kind of would have been tough to fill
don't know.
those shoes.
They brought back
Will Smith did Genie.
Will Smith did Genie, and also they brought back James Earl Jones to do Mufasa in the live action. So they could have brought back Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, that's true. They
I think
could've.
probably. I mean,
But-
we talked about it before, but I think probably Eddie Murphy or Mulan, the character in the old one, was so like what's the word? Against culture, like politically incorrect.
Yeah, he had a lot of racist jokes back then.
It's weird how we spent the most time talking about Mulan.
And
compared to,
like,
the
three
other
of you like
movies.
It's the only one that we
yeah.
watched.
Invisible Man, we're all like, it's good, and then we just moved on to Mulan.
Because there's so many things wrong with it.
That's actually
Trash
true.
talk.
Well, moving on, let's talk about April 2020. We have Extraction and Trolls World Tour. So the reason why I put Trolls World Tour is because that's when COVID hit, and they were like, okay, Trolls World Tour, we're gonna release the same day to theaters, also to video on demand,
That's right.
and it pissed off a lot of people. Extraction was the movie with Chris Hemsworth, aka Thor, in that Netflix movie where he's
Oh,
the
that's
seal in India.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Was
Yeah.
it good? I didn't see that one.
It was a good movie to turn your brain off and like not really pay attention. And like the
Yeah.
plot wasn't anything special.
Yeah.
It was just like it was very meh.
It was like a western, but like I don't know. It was like what Adam was saying.
It
He
was
trying
not
to
a western.
I was
at
gonna
say,
I'm
all.
like, wait,
it was
is
about him fighting in
What-
Afghanistan.
Western, as in he's taking care of a kid and trying to take him from point A to point B.
It was an Afghani western.
Yes.
That's
Well,
what
okay.
he's trying to say.
It was a very good movie just because the main character dies in the end.
But he
Okay,
does. But
Spoiler!
okay,
Dude.
well, it's not a spoiler
Bro.
because they're coming out with Extraction 2.
Oh gosh, are they gonna bring him back?
Why?
alive?
Yeah.
What? Who?
Yep.
Who
It's
asked for that? I don't get
Nobody
it.
did. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
trolls. Oh, sorry. We're gonna. My bad.
No, go for
totally-
it. Trolls.
my bad.
No, go for it. Trolls. What are you gonna say about Trolls?
Doo doo. That's my.
Okay.
That's my academic opinion of that movie. Just poo poo doo doo.
Okay.
Caca.
Uh-huh. So 2.
No, that one to me, kind of like we were talking earlier today, like that is just like it's a corporate algorithm movie where you're just kind of like, it's just colorful, flashy to have the kids be like but like.
But you're not a child. It wasn't meant for you, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
but I don't like that argument either because it's like it's still a movie. It's like, but like the old Disney animated movies like Mulan, Little Mermaid, like they're all still good. Like where it's like there's an actual story, there's characters. There's this one. It just kind of seemed like I didn't watch it. Like I know my nephews,
Right.
they watched it a little bit, so I saw bits and pieces, and it was just so like kind of meh, forgettable, shallow.
Gotcha.
But yeah,
See, I'm gonna raise that point. I understand that like Mulan and like those animated Disney movies are good for children who are slightly older who can like understand the moral and the message of the movie. But I think for movies with trolls, like or for like the movie Troll,
Poor trolls.
I'm like so brain dead right now.
That's okay.
I think that's like a very specific audience, like
Yeah.
ages, 0 to 2, like, or 3, like when
Someone
they
that
can't really.
won't remember the movie.
No, it's
Pretty
Two?
much, like, can't
but-
understand, like,
Life?
it's what
There
Coco's
is
is for
there is a
college.
certain demographic that they're reaching for, which makes sense why it's not like
It's not meant
up
for
to
a
our
26-year-old
standards.
white man.
No,
Like-
and I'm not saying it needs to be like super highbrow and intellectual, but
Right.
like honestly, it banks off so hard on like the colorful animations and then other people's music. If there was no music, it would be like, what's this about? Like it's so heavily reliant on like, I know that song. It's
Yeah.
like that. That's
I
the
see
thing.
what you're
It's just
saying.
it's a cheap shot to me, like very nostalgic bait kind of
Gotcha.
easy movie where you're like you're gonna make $500 million or however much. Like it's easy money to me.
Adam, what would you rate Extraction?
10.
I'll give it like 7.
I'd probably give it.
Really?
It wasn't that
I'd
bad.
probably give it a 6 or
So
so.
you
Like-
gave Invisible Man the same score that you gave
Yeah,
that
bro.
movie.
Well,
That's not okay with me.
I'm sorry, but
Inconsistent.
okay, fine. I'll give it a 6 just because it wasn't like anything special. Invisible Man was definitely, the shots and everything was like a lot cooler.
Yeah.
But
You can give it a 7. We're just giving you a hard time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
For the views,
but,
man. It's the algorithm, man. We gotta keep it spicy.
Extraction is just like, I don't know. It's your another war movie, but
Another
like
action
it wasn't
movie, yeah.
based off of like a true story or anything.
Yeah. All right, so Adam and I are both saying 6 for Extraction.
You saw it?
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah.
What did you think about the Wonder scene?
The what?
The one shot take?
We have 14 minutes.
Where they-
You would actually have to go to the
I
bathroom.
don't remember.
You don't remember?
Was it the driving scene? Like
It was a
towards the
driving
beginning?
scene.
It's just gonna make people's ears bleed. if
that
I
was the
put
part
this
that I
down.
really liked. There was the driving scene at the beginning, sort of like when he first picks up the person that he's protecting. I think it's a
Yeah, like
boy or
he's
whatever.
driving and he's like trying to get away from all the people.
Yeah, that I thought was really cool and really well done. But it was just like the rest of the movie, I couldn't care less about any of the characters. Like he kills off
Spoilers, by the way.
yeah, spoilers. He kills off the guy from Stranger Things, the cop from Stranger Things.
That man is iconic. I don't see it.
Hopper?
What's his name?
Hopper. Yeah, Hopper's
Oh, that's right. He was in this movie.
Hopper's
yeah,
in it for like maybe 10 minutes of the movie, and they kill him off like immediately, which sucks so much because I love him so much as an actor.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think if it was anybody else but Chris Hemsworth, it would have been a horrible movie.
Yeah, I think that role was definitely tailored
Oh,
toward him.
and I really liked how much they were like, how messed up it is in the Middle East, because like there's one point where he's
India.
fighting kids. Well, India and Middle East, like that sort of area.
Right.
But like, there's one point where he's fighting kids, and he's like, "What the frick? I'm fighting kids right now. This is messed up." And it's like,
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, as far as like the one-shot filming goes, I think that's ambitious. Like, kudos to them.
It's hard to do.
It's hard to do. I think Extraction was a good example of it being too long.
Wait, is it similar to 1917?
Yes.
Like where it doesn't. Well, no, I'm saying like.
Yeah. That's an example of a one-shot take. Also, think of Kingsman. But Extraction, at least to me, it seemed way too long because it went from a car chase to like him hiding in close quarters combat to an actual fist fight.
Like a run-on sentence.
Yeah, it seemed too long.
Well, I was the one that hyped it up so much. I was like, "Oh, it was done by the real actors. It was directed by Clint Eastwood." It was just a big pile of doo-doo. I wanted to walk out. I was playing Clash Royale in that theater for 1970 to Paris.
Oh yeah.
Literally
Funniest movie
such
of
a
all.
horror
We were
movie.
literally just sitting there cracking up the whole
I
time.
like 1917.
No.
1917 is good.
The other
1917 to
1917.
Paris
Yeah.
is the funniest thing.
Wait,
yeah,
is it
that's right.
called 1917 to Paris? I think
Yeah,
it
like
was-
No,
time-wise,
1517.
19.
I thought it's a different number though.
No, it's
No,
not.
it's
It's 1917.
It's a doo-doo
Yeah.
movie anyway.
That's funny.
All right, what's the next one?
So, fun fact, because of...
Let's speed run this podcast.
Alright, I'm going to speed run for the next 3 months. May, June, and July 2020, there was nothing of interest because of COVID.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you're welcome for that, guys.
Thank you.
August 2020, there was New Mutants,
Never saw that. I wanted to see that. I never did.
Bill and Ted 3,
Never saw that either.
Unhinged with Russell Crowe,
Whoa, no!
and Tenet.
Oh, Tenet. That's a
Tenet
juicy-
was really good movie that nobody liked. I think Tenet is for the more intellectual minds.
Oh, get out of here. Mr. Galaxy Brain, I knew the plot before I even said it. I hate people that are like, they're like, I figured the movie on 5 minutes. It's like, no, you didn't.
So Tenet, we gave it a 5
Are we back
already.
on? Are we rolling?
Yeah, we're back on. Everything's good to go.
I
So
was gonna
that's-
say, I think
I
I
did
gave
clap
that.
sync, yes.
I think I gave that movie like an 8 or a 9.
you gave it an
out of 10.
8. Noah
Yeah.
gave it a 7, I think.
Dude, I watched that episode. You roasted Noah so hard for not, like, fully understanding it when that was, like, 99% of the people didn't understand. Even people, there's actually a video on YouTube where it goes through the people who were in the movies, and they were asked, like, if you could describe the plot of Tenet in, like, less than a minute, what would it be about? They're all like, duh, like, their brains are, like, malfunctioning.
The main
even
guy,
remember,
whose
honestly.
his character name in the movie was Protagonist.
I didn't like that either. Like, to me, I need character development or else I won't care about anything in the movie. Like, yeah, the main character, like, he, what's his first name? I know his last name's Washington. It's Denzel Washington.
John.
Yeah, John Washington. He's a good actor. He did a good job. Nothing against him.
I thought he was great, yeah.
Yeah, everyone is good, but, like, I didn't know anything about anyone. I didn't care about anybody.
Yeah.
It was just, like, things were happening, and, like, they even didn't quite word it this way, but I remember it's the scene in the beginning when they're in that, like, locker room, and they were, like, kind of showing how, like, the gun goes in reverse into the bullet, and, like, they even mentioned some comment, like, it's just high concept, you don't understand. The fact that they mentioned that in the movie, like, it's just, you got to be a galaxy brain to understand.
They're like, don't think about it or whatever.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, that's just bad writing. I thought that was kind of dumb, where it's like, I don't know, I didn't like that, but, like,
the ideas in the movie were really cool, but it just wasn't executed well.
yeah, I agree with that. Like,
and not to mention, it didn't help that everybody mumbled in that entire movie and that the music was bumped up to like an 11.
The score was drowning out the dialogue
Oh, it was
so
terrible.
hard. It was like blaring, but it was good. It was good though. It was
Yeah,
good.
even when I watched it the second time with subtitles, it explains so much more. But I was still lost on the whole movie.
See, when I was watching the movie, I watched it with all the guys, and
Suicide Run, let's go, boys.
the first scene when they're in the like cathedral or whatever it is, or the theater thing, and like the reverse bullet when you see it, and the guy's wearing the black suit. I was like, I think I bet Bradley. I was like, $10 says that guy is the same black guy as like the main character, just like in the future or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I was right.
No, you weren't. It was Neil. It was Cedric Diggory.
it was the black guy.
Cedric Diggory?
No, it was Cedric Diggory.
Cedric
the guy,
Diggory.
the guy who saved.
Cedric Diggory does, and he gets recruited by the black guy. The black guy's the guy that does the shot.
I know, but the backpack at the very end, when Cedric Diggory dies at the very end of Tenet, spoilers, he has the little string at the back on his backpack, the red string. At the very beginning of Tenet, there's the red string.
I'm sorry, I'm watching Ryan literally get murdered.
I'm not mad.
No,
I'm
no.
disappointed.
No, I'm telling you,
It's the black guy.
no, it's not. It's Cedric.
You know, as much as I'm loving this conversation,
All right, let's move on.
But the movie was honestly so
Tenet,
good, and people
1 out of 10. That's generous. No, I'm just kidding. Dude, all the Nolan fans like, what?
The only reason why I gave it an 8 out of 10 is because I don't think I would ever want to watch it again.
That's not
That doesn't
good.
make sense.
Yeah,
It's not
that's-
Well, because it's just like, I don't know, you watch it because it's such a good movie, but it's like one of those movies that you just like, okay, I
so
can
good
see
you don't want to watch it?
No, like I could see it. I've seen it once, but I don't like. I'm not gonna choose it over like Lord of the Rings.
I
or
mean, there
something.
are some movies that are
facts.
that you can't watch them multiple times, like Oblivion, for example. Like when it has that
That movie was a stinker.
when it has like a twist
That
ending.
movie was not good.
I actually like that movie a lot. When a movie like that has like a weird twist ending, like you can't watch it again because you already know what happens.
that's kind of how I feel like with horror movies. Like,
Yeah.
once I've seen them, I've seen them. Like, you don't need to see it
It's
again.
true.
You know.
Unhinged. Anybody see that with Russell Crowe? That's the one with the road rage incident where the Russell Crowe goes nuts and chases after the lady and his son.
I saw the trailer for it. I was like, this could be okay, but I didn't end up watching
I
it.
usually like
me
Russell
neither.
Crowe. I didn't even hear about that movie.
Saw it with Rochelle. It was okay.
It was okay.
Yeah, it was more or less what you expected. Yeah, it wasn't bad. I would probably give it like a solid 6 of a movie. Just because at the end, spoilers, Russell Crowe dies by the chick.
See,
But
it's always a good movie
but
when the main
he's
character dies.
But he's
though.
such a heavy set guy where it's like, and I'm looking at the lady who's like a twig, and I'm like, there's no way she could kill that guy with like the one little letter opener or something. And I was like, That's not
There's
realistic.
no point in watching the movie now.
No point.
I know
Sorry,
what
guys.
happened.
I just watched Gladiator for the first time.
And how'd you like it?
That was such a good
Oh,
movie.
it's
You
such a
just
good
saw it for
movie.
the first
Yeah,
time.
it was.
I'm
was
showing
late
Ri-
to the party, man.
I'm showing Rochelle that movie for the first time too.
It's
Really,
really
that's
good.
yeah, that is a good movie. I didn't know Ridley
excited.
Scott directed that.
Yeah.
I
Did you hear that they're coming out with the Gladiator 2?
Are they really?
Why? Stop, Hollywood, please.
They're
no
doing
One,
they're doing it after The Boy.
no
like
one
his
is
life.
asking for that.
Oh, the
kid?
Caesar's son or whatever his name is. Or-
Yeah.
Caesar
Caesar's
salad?
daughter's son. Yes.
Caesar salad. That you need a branch of yore. We don't have that yet.
Oh, you're right. That's okay.
The branch of yo.
I was gonna say like, why did we skip this?
Bill and Ted 3. Did anybody see that?
Ow.
No.
No.
Literally.
Yeah,
Okay, moving
no.
on. Did anybody see New Mutants?
I wanted to
Adam,
see that.
You've been
so
talking
bad.
about this since our second podcast with Ryan when we were in Arizona talking about
was-
Black Panther eating yak in the crack.
That
I was
long ago?
so
Oh my
psyched about that
goodness.
movie. I didn't even know it came out.
Yeah.
Because I remember it getting delayed like 30 times.
It got delayed so many times, and then when they finally released it, like there wasn't a lot of promotion for
Yeah,
it.
it was in production hell for the longest
Yeah.
time, and then they just tried to like have people forget about it
Yeah.
because it wasn't good.
September 2020 was nothing of interest that I found. So, sorry guys. October 2020, Borat 2. Did anybody see
You do
that?
it at the fire.
Oh,
the
you're right,
bonfire.
you're right.
Which one?
Borat 2.
No,
I didn't watch it. I want to. I
My
have
people.
I heard
Sorry.
it was.
No interest of seeing
I
it.
didn't watch it
Yourself.
anyway.
burn.
No, I know. Just my brain is just.
No,
not working.
I watched the first one. I don't think I've ever laughed so hard in my life.
The first one is good.
The first one was
one's
so
good.
good,
Thank you.
but I want to watch the second one. I haven't had the time.
November 2020 was nothing of interest, and then finally December 2020, we had Wonder Woman 1984,
Oh my word!
and then we had Soul, the Pixar movie.
We did a podcast on.
We did do a
Wonder Woman.
podcast on Wonder
Link in
Woman.
the description.
Link in
I
that
think.
description.
Yeah.
And as a group, between how many of us were there? 5 of us.
Yeah.
That was a good amount because I think Courtney was there, right?
Yeah,
or was it
Courtney
Rochelle?
there. Courtney and Rochelle. They were both
Oh,
there.
so there was 6 of us.
Yeah. So the overall average score that we gave Wonder Woman was 4.5, which was watch at your own risk.
Yeah,
of
that
Wonder
movie.
Woman 2.
That movie was straight
Oh, the second one.
garbage.
Oh, dude, the second one was so
I saw
bad.
it twice too.
That you saw it twice?
Well, I watched it with my parents,
My
like with my
condolences.
family, and then I watched it here because you guys all wanted to watch it
Mhm.
for the
That's
podcast.
right. Yeah.
So I watched it twice, and I was like, ooh.
Dude, that story was like, who wrote that?
No.
Like, that is like the most kindergarten writing I've ever. Like, that was really bad.
No.
For such a high budget movie where it's like, the first one actually did pretty well. At least I thought it did.
Yeah.
And like this one is just like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
That was
so,
so bad.
I hadn't seen Bruce Almighty at the time of that recording, but I've seen it since. And you guys are right. It's exactly like Bruce Almighty, like the movie. Like,
what do you mean?
like it's very
Oh,
much like
like-
him granting wishes and
Yeah.
everything like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
The emails.
Do
were
you
just-
remember? Yeah. He
no,
just
I
puts
remember,
yes
but
and
like, I
everything.
just,
And
yeah,
then
I haven't
free
heard that
email.
comparison.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really like the love plot that was going on. I thought
yeah,
that was
that was-
weird.
It was so weird how like,
It's like it's Wonder Woman. Like,
yeah, I mean, well, I think that's okay because it shows like the human side of her. Like she can be
Right.
vulnerable and fall in love. Like I like that because it's relatable. It's stuff that like human beings can relate to.
Mhm.
Like as
Yeah.
opposed to like Brie Larson where she has like a charisma vacuum and has no
Oh,
personality.
gosh, yeah.
Literally OP invincible, and we're like, I can relate to this. Like no, you can't.
What every
Like-
person wants to be. Becca, you had made a comment in Wonder Woman 2, like the podcast, like in the description, as Becca said. And you're saying something about Wonder Woman having like raw emotion or whatever.
yeah.
Somebody had commented saying that you should watch Kill Bill.
Oh, okay.
So
What is Kill Bill?
it's by Quentin Tarantino. Your boy Quentin, Adam.
I love Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah. I had made a comment.
I hate this game so much.
I had made a comment about like women not being able to like show like rage or like raw emotion, right?
Yeah, they were saying check
so that
out Kill Bill. There's 3 of them, I guess.
Kill Bill.
Alright.
So
Yeah.
Marathon.
Oh, well, that sounds familiar.
yeah.
I bet you they're like 3-hour movies.
It's a Tarantino film, so yeah, it's gonna be like a day and a half, like a full. It's gonna be like a full work day.
Yeah.
Did anybody see Soul?
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched that.
How was
I
it?
think we
Okay.
both fell asleep on
yeah.
that one.
What's with
too.
you guys?
It's
It's
a
like
good
you and
movie to
Noah and
nap
Courtney,
to.
like just fall asleep during movies.
Well, if a movie is not like entertaining or like
He
keeping me
passes
on the
out.
edge of the seat, I will literally fall asleep during it. I don't care.
What did you guys think of Soul?
It was okay.
Iframes, let's go.
It was kind of.
Oh, you're pinched.
I expected more from it.
Okay.
I think.
Gotcha.
'Cause it was,
Dude,
like,
you are
the
getting
whole jazz
slapped
part
right
of
now.
It was cool, but like
Yeah.
No, keep going. I'm done.
I'm done too.
the fact that it was like
All right.
Let's just have a
Madden?
discussion.
Nah.
I'll watch you play
the
that.
soul part of it was weird.
Gotcha.
I mean, the concept of the animation itself was definitely really cool, but like, the story was just.
It didn't make you feel good at the end, like
Okay.
most Disney movies do.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't
That's
like it at the end.
thing.
I felt like meh afterwards, you know.
That's a bummer.
I feel like Disney animation is definitely going down to crap right now.
Because it wasn't a Pixar. Was it a Pixar
Yeah,
film?
it
Oh,
was.
okay.
It's Pixar.
Yeah. But
Well, now they're doing all the race stuff now. So like the Mexicans and the
Oh yeah, they're coming out with Encanto or whatever.
yeah, they did Luca or whatever it's called.
So I liked Luca a lot. I mean, we'll talk about it later, but like Rochelle and I really liked Luca.
I know with Soul there were like complaints with the animation style in regards to like the African American community.
Why?
why?
Just the way that like the main character was depicted, like with this like caricature.
Caricature.
Thank you. Kind of style face. I
thought
guess
it
like a
was
lot of
fine.
animation is like that for African American people. So.
But like,
I thought it was
that's
fine.
kind of-
He looked like a white guy, but with black skin.
Yeah, that's
That's what the problem was.
no. I don't know.
I thought there was like no problem.
I
with
feel
it
like
at
that's
all.
really nitpicking a movie, though. If
Yeah.
you're complaining about that,
Then
though.
welcome to our
I'm not saying
society,
you are,
though.
Becca.
I
but
feel like
I'm
the
just-
audience
yeah.
is just racist
Raising
against
awareness
people,
of
the way
what I've
people
heard.
look.
No, I think it's not kind of like Pixar's like animation style where it's like it's very like rounded kind of like wavy figure. Like I mean in The Incredibles and Up and like they all have like very like I'm having a hard time articulating it. Just very unique, distinct styles where it's like I don't know how to explain it, but I don't think it's like you're targeting this specific group.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man.
Like the Elastigirl was super curvy. Is that what you're talking about?
I mean,
Well, she's
women
just
can
hot.
be curvy. It's a part of her power to be like elastic, right?
I think you're gonna say it's part of her power to be curvy. I was like,
Absolutely.
I don't remember
She was
that, but
so hot. Oh my god.
See?
all right.
I would risk it
Wow.
all for that woman.
All right, I think that's the point. We're gonna stop here for this episode of the
Yikes,
podcast.
oh my
This is the end of us talking about the 2020 best and worst movies.
What a
That was
great-
it.
That was
Just of
good
2020.
year. That was a good year.
Out of this whole entire list, guys,
Oh, we're
What
doing
was-
2021.
Go
what was your favorite movie of 2020? I'll
was
go
mine.
through it real quick.
Oh.
Jeez, you had that
Witcher.
ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
Bad Boys for
Choice.
Life, Underwater, The Invisible Man, Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey, Sonic the Hedgehog, Bloodshot, Mulan, Extraction, Trolls World Tour, New Mutants, Bill and Ted 3, Unhinged, Tenet, Borat 2, Wonder Woman 1984, and Soul.
Is this really a choice, guys?
I mean,
Come on.
there's
Mine-
like not very good movies at all.
Mine is
anything
probably
Well, it's 2020 though. Keep that in mind.
mine is probably 1970 to Paris.
Movie that
I'm
came
pretty-
out years ago.
2018.
Guys, I'm pretty sure it's 1517 in Paris.
Yeah, it's
pretty
something
sure
like
it's
that.
nine-
Whatever.
I'm pretty sure it's 1970 to Paris.
It's not. It's not.
No,
Look-
I found it. 1517 in Paris.
Is it really?
2018 film, The 1517 of Paris.
No way.
That was 19.
And you call yourself a fan of the movie?
Wait, what are the reviews? I want to see.
23%
No, mine
right to me.
probably Invisible Man.
I know.
I thought-
I was gonna say Invisible.
I would
My-
say probably.
That's the
that.
only
I would
correct
say
answer
Tenet.
here.
I know,
my-
that's-
mine
This
was.
is not an opinion.
I would say Tenet. Tenet was such a good movie.
You're just saying that to piss me off.
I mean,
it's not a
yes,
good
but-
Liz, what was your
Alan,
favorite movie?
or Alan? Alan? My friend Alan over here. He's just a
I didn't
galaxy
see enough
brain,
of
man.
him
We're
to
not
have
as
a
smart
good
as him. We can't. He's a
Genius boy over
He's a
here.
5-head mega mind.
All right, so no opinion for Liz on what her favorite movie was. I'm gonna put that bold head away. Goodness.
40-year-old
It's like
man.
the SpongeBob movie. Bold, bold, bold. My eyes are melting.
Here's what I'm most curious about: the worst movie of 2020.
Literally every
all of
movie except for Invisible Man.
I would argue Wonder Woman.
There were
Okay.
so
Really?
many. There were
Wonder
so
Woman.
many
That's
speakers.
sexist.
Pretty bad.
Wow, you hate
True.
women.
Wonder Woman was pretty darn bad.
I would say probably Tenet. Because
Are
there
you
was
serious?
Oh, I don't know about
because here's why there
There
was,
was
so
many cool shots.
hold on. There was so much build up for Tenet after Dunkirk, after The Dark Knight Rises, Inception, all these movies, and then we went and saw Tenet, one of the first big movies back after COVID, and it was just a huge disappointment.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying
I don't know
Tenet,
if I'd go huge. Like, I didn't leave the theater like, what was that? Like, I was
I was flipping chairs. I was like, gotta make a podcast today.
I went up to that 17-year-old who ripped my ticket. I was like, bro, give me my money back right now. Grabbed him by the collars.
Unrip my ticket.
Yeah, unripped my ticket back.
Arguably, I thought Mulan was worse than Wonder Woman.
I was gonna say
I haven't seen Mulan, so I don't know, but I would assume
bad.
Mulan or Wonder Woman.
It was just so
1984.
disappointing. Like Wonder Woman, I kind of was
Really
like
bad.
kind of expecting what happened, you know. But Mulan was just disappointing.
That
in
was the
all
most
aspects.
forgettable movie like ever. It was just so like.
If you ask me what the plot was, like,
Yeah, name
couldn't
one.
tell.
Is there any memorable lines or characters? Like it's so forgettable. It is
it was
so
pretty.
forgettable.
Like it looked pretty, but that was it. That's the only good thing I can say about that movie.
I guess.
What was your worst movie?
Mulan.
Mulan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think everybody hated
That's
that.
another
At least-
correct
Okay,
answer.
so all you guys
that's a
Mulan
correct
except me.
answer.
I
Just
said
say
That
Tenet.
is a
Good
fact.
answer, good answer.
That is a fact.
What do you guys think? Comment down below your best and worst movies of 2020. And,
First comment gets an Xbox One.
that's not accurate.
Using Josh's money.
All right, so we're
Yeah.
going to end this part of the podcast, best and worst of 2020, and you guys want to do best and worst of 2021?
Let's do it.
All right, let's
We
do
might
it.
as well
We're going to cut it
road
here.
Go.
We'll see you next time here on the Simonji Podcast.
Just so amazing.